Scott from SmartKits Australia, and today I am continuing with our deck project, our steel frame deck project in our masterclass series, and showing you guys what we do with regards to fitting timber decking to our steel frame decks. And this is just one method that I'm working on here today. This is fitting merbau or timber or pine decking to a steel frame with a timber batten fitted to the top of the steel frame. So essentially what we're doing is fitting a piece of 38mm by 45mm treated pine to the top of our steel frame, and then our decking will be fixed onto the top of that piece of timber. This is a really good way to achieve a nail deck on a steel frame structure, especially one of our SmartKit steel frame structures. I like this pine stuff because it's available, it's accessible, it's off the shelf, and it's easy to access. It's also really easy to work with and not too expensive. I'm going to be showing you today how we fit this to the top of the steel frame, and then our next video will be showing you how we lay decking on top of that as well. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and we cover off on everything that you need to be able to do this yourself with a SmartKit steel frame deck. To do this job, you are going to need some tools. You'll need a 6mm or similar timber drill bit for drilling wood. You'll need a drill, cordless drill. The little Ryobi one here is a great bit of gear to work with, and also a step bit, spade bit. This is for countersinking the screws. This is a 16mm bit. We want to be able to sink the screw head into the timber, recessed into the timber, which means that the screw will be sitting below the top of the timber so that the decking can sit on top of the actual timber batten itself. So we don't want the screw sitting up there like that. We want it to sit below the top of the timber when it's fitted to the steel frame. So we're going to use this bit here in the drill to make a hole large enough for the head of the screw to sit down in the timber. Now this is a 14 by 65mm Metal Tek screw, off the shelf at Bunnings. You can get them with or without the weather seal, the little rubber neo. These were the only ones that were available when I was doing my hardware pickup for this job the other day, so I'm using these. You can pull the neo off or you can leave it on, it's not going to matter. You've got to make sure you get the ones with the metal screw tips on them for screwing metal. These are self-tap through the steel, but you still got to pre-drill the holes for the timber. Okay. Now what we're trying to achieve is the timber batten sitting on top of the steel frame beam for us to have a piece of timber for the decking to nail or screw into. Now you'll see on the existing deck here, because this is a deck extension I'm doing, you've got the steel beam, you've got the piece of timber, and then you've got the pine decking on top. So we're extending this existing deck. So you've got the original deck here in frame, and then you've got the new deck here. And you'll see I've already put the timber battens on this steel frame, and I'm going to show you how we do that. You'll see the hole here where the screw is countersunk in, so that the top of the timber, the screw doesn't project out the top of the timber at all. Okay, let's show you guys how to do those holes. So we get our spade bit. We want to make these holes every 500mm is a good distance. It's kind of a standard number. There's no real set answer. I've seen people do them at 450. I've seen people do them at 600. When I do these, I also put liquid nails between the steel beam and the timber. Just give it that extra layer of strength, and just ensures that that nothing can ever twist, warp, or move too much. Never go wrong putting liquid nails between things when you're putting things together. So I've got my step bit here, and I'm going to drill my hole into the top of this piece of timber. And I'm only going down deep enough to be able to recess the screw head into that hole. Yep. When I've done that, I'm going to change the bit out, put my 6mm timber bit in there, and then I'm going to drill a hole right through this and drill it right through like so. Why did I drill it right through? Well, we want to be able to screw that 65mm Tek screw through this into the steel and have the top flush. See, you can't see the screw poking out the top, but you can see it coming out the bottom. That is going to screw into our steel beam using our screw gun. Got a screw gun here with a Tek screw bit on it that'll fit these 12mm screws like so, and you'll screw that straight into the steel beam. We put a bead of liquid nails on the back of the timber and on top of the steel beam. See the steel beam here? We put liquid nails between those two and then set our timber batten on top. And you can see all the timber battens fitted to the top of the steel frame. Screws are all recessed. Timber battens everywhere, ready to start putting decking down. Now for the astute ones amongst you who notice that I don't have anything here to fit my decking up to, there is actually another steel beam going down next to this joist here. And we're going to be running decking up to that. We're going to be running a board the length way. So we're going to have one joining board in the deck here. So a board that'll be running that way, and then our decking butting up to the sides of that joining board. So I've actually got 2 steel joists to go into this gap here. It's going to give me the amount of structure required to be able to run that decking up to it. So extending the deck. My longer term plan on this job is to replace all of the decking. But if you're getting a glimpse around the old backyard at the moment, you'll notice I've got a fair bit going on here right now. We're working furiously to get the swimming pool in and finish off a few other projects around the house. So my goal was to redo the whole deck with a brand new decking material. But for now, I'm going to just be extending the deck with some treated pine just to match what's already there. That's been down there for 13 years. It's never missed a beat. It's been fantastic. I've kept the stain up to it every year or so. And we'll just put some timber down for now. And that'll fill the gap until maybe another year or so from now, when we'll pull the decking up and put some composite material down there. But in the meantime, we want to get that swimming pool finished for summer, get our pool pavilion coming out of the ground, and get this fantastic deck finished as well, so we can enjoy a few cold ales on the deck extension this summer. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be complicated. And it sure as shit doesn't have to be expensive when you do it the smart way with SmartKits Australia.